Good morning, friends. And thank you, Mr. Chandramogan. I was given to understand that probably you are the founder for the association to start with. Mr. Chandramogan has been our family friend, and his son is a friend of my son. So we know each other for almost 25, 30 years. In fact, we are in the dairy industry. Once when I was invited, I was just wondering what is that I am going to do here. I am not a retailer, I am a manufacturer and marketer. But finally, I also came to the conclusion, yes, we are retailers too. Our Ibaco ice cream is directly sold to the consumers. Our cattle feed is sold directly to the farmer. Literally, we are doing about 2,000 crores turnover in retail to the consumer. As such, though we started in 1970, we had our own pitfalls and problems. We started in a small 250 square feet area shop, which had half the portion for making ice cream and the front portion was allowed to sell ice creams. And our retail sales was about 250 rupees a day and our vendor sales was about 300. And I was at the age of 21. I didn't have any business background and I started as a new raw entrepreneur who had no knowledge about marketing, no knowledge about finance, no knowledge about anything. So once when we started, it did well. I was excited. Then I expanded. The expansion, the place was not enough. So we have to move to an industrial area, little away. And I got into problem. It took about 9 years to get out of it. I understood the importance of retail. Actually, the sales of retail at 250 rupees on those days was saving me the vendor margin of 25% plus the packing expenses of another 10%. That 250 was giving a manufacturer's profit plus retail profit of 35% of 250 rupees per day, which I ignored and I went out. And expenses started ballooning up. And first year in 1970, I did a turnover of 1,15,000 for the whole year, including summer and off season. But it took almost 10 years to come back to 4.25 lakhs per annum. Thanks to inflation. Inflation has almost been doubled. So my turnover increase has been very, very marginal on those days. What I learned on that time was the importance of retail. Manufacturers have the bones, but the flesh is with the retailers. That is the conclusion I came to. And we also started focusing. And we are the pioneers for taking ice cream into rural and semi-rural markets as we were not able to market it. And this created a spark in the market and we were able to win the market. This became a case study in IIM Ahmedabad. I am a visiting faculty there. Even today the case study is existing for the students. Coming to the major point, I have been seeing, I became a lover of looking at how the retail has been emerging, though I am not directly involved. I have seen trendsetters, trailblazers with out-of-box thinking, with beautiful lateral thinkers from Tamil Nadu who made the map possible. Retail is nothing but there is always a demand, but the demand is getting enhanced from unorganized sector to organized sector with branding, with different options of varieties, different services. It gets escalated. Buying clothes in my hometown on those days is only for Deepavali or Pongal, and we don't have birthdays and we don't have wedding days to celebrate, or we don't have a hobby of going and buying textiles. I was always under the impression that textile business is only for 2-3 months in a year. That was my earlier conclusion. But over a period, a lot of things have changed. If we look at Chennai, Nalli and Kumaran were well known for their silk sarees and reputed business houses. But there was a vacuum for lower income group to buy materials. And during the 1970s, the two-wheelers boom has taken place and commuting from one place to another was easier. The market that was there in textiles at different packets, Sarvana stores came with the offer of low margin, high volume business. And it brought throngs of people. It in fact attracted Big Bazaar Kishore Biani. He has written in his biography in page number 32 about what he learned from Saravana Stores, Chennai. This created a spark, and people were thronging there. And the type of purchase he made cash purchases against the normal credit purchases, and he was able to operate at a lower margin with the highest volume per square feet. This created a spark. We were all wondering from outside how this is possible. It happened in textiles, it happened in vessels and all that. GRT, on those days, they came with the scheme of save money for buying gold, the small savings scheme. The small savings scheme created most number of customers for them, and this became a big base, and GRT is today a brand to reckon with. How this has happened? Basically, what has happened is most of the people in Tamil Nadu have been the disruptors of any industry. They have been changing the rules of the game, which was conventional. They have changed the rules of the game repeatedly. New people have come with new laws, and it has just changed it in their favor. And the small savings has helped GRT, or low margins, high volume has helped Saravana Stores. There was a hotelier called Saravana Bhavan Rajagopal. When he came, it was an unorganized hotel chain, but this man was able to organize it well. And the consistency of quality what he was able to give got the best of the appreciation, and he expanded recklessly in Tamil Nadu, mainly in Chennai. After quite some time of 20-25 years, today, Saravana Bhavan has launched 93 outlets as of today all over the world. If I go to New Zealand, if I go to Australia, if I go to Canada, Europe, any part, or US, you can see Saravana Bhavan if you want to have a vegetarian food. How was it possible? And if you look at Saravana Stores owner or Saravana Bhavan owner, they didn't have a formal education, but they were absolute disruptors of industry. They were able to disrupt the whole thing, and the industry went in their favor, and today they made a brand to reckon with. In the hotel industry, I have seen Adyar Anand Bhavan expanding almost every week one branch. So these are all happening. And Mr. Kodandaraman, when he pioneered Wake & Co., the December 31st, the sales of 1st of New Year, the people will be standing in queue in his two outlets, Mylapore and Purushavakkam, in the earlier day, night itself, and the queue will continue to be there. The people used to sell tea for the queue. The people will be selling snacks for the people, and the queue will wait to get the shop open the next morning and buy. He is a complete disruptor of the game. Later, probably Vasant & Co. or Satya & Co., probably they came with their own innovations. Mr. Ramesh of Poti is here with us. Actually, I was a director of City Union Bank in 1999. And they were having the accounts with us at that time. And they started with City Union Bank. At that time, Mr. Narayanan, chairman, they gave a proposal to open a shop in Chennai. Narayanan has been the lender for them in Tirunelveli and Stivilliputtur. But he was shell-shocked to know so much of money. How come a retailer can invest? I am scared. This is too much of a risk he is taking. That is what he said. But I was of the opinion, Mr. Ramesh has found a niche, and this niche is the best niche possible, and this is going to take him to miles. Actually, the middle and the silk sarees were owned by Nalli and Kumaran, and the lower income was already owned by Saravanas. The middle and upper middle income, there is a vacuum, and Teener has already become a cluster. And these people are opening the right niche, and they are going to go distance. So this was the discussion we had. Mr. Ramesh may not know. But once when we decided to go with it, Ramesh benefited City Union Bank's growth for years, as a matter of fact. So Pothis also went for miles, and the beneficiary was also City Union Bank. The thing is, I am seeing not only the lateral thinkers coming to an end, host of other people have also surprised me time and again. Actually, Sarvanabavan Rajagopal had a column in New York Times in a big way. Of course, some other news is there, but I don't want to talk about it. Actually, on his hotel success as Dosa King, there was an article. Today, the biggest disruptors are like Dindukal, Talapakati, Biryani, Murugan Idli from Madurai, Alampatti and Karpati Coffee, and different people have come. My good friend Kumaravelu redesigned beauty parlors, opening it up, even in semi-towns, trying to get into 1,000 in numbers. Already he is at 750, I believe. Purvika has taken over Richie Street to organize sector. Nuts and spices is full of spices. KPN in fruits and vegetables. We have built brands in retail in good numbers and also set the pattern. If you look at departmental stores, Nilgiri Dairy Farm was the first and foremost departmental stores where you can just select the goods and bill it yourself. TN is a land of disruptors in different fields of retail, created employment to the highest order. In my opinion, today, beyond government and agriculture, retail will be the biggest employer in the state, as a matter of fact. Today, Tamil Nadu controls 10% GDP of the country, only behind Maharashtra, which is 13%. Actually, 31% of the GDP is controlled by South India. That includes major 5 states with major 3 cities, Hyderabad, Bangalore and Chennai. And if you leave them, entire India has got only 3 major cities, Delhi, Calcutta and Bombay. Beyond that, any city is lesser than these 3 cities. If you take Bangalore and Chennai, it is equivalent to Bombay. So we have a good scope to grow with, and people are also financially affordable, educated, well-traveled, and branding and other things becomes easier to command premium for the markets. Different sectors are there. In all the 4 brands, we are either the country's, on the private sector, we can say we are number 1 or number 2 or number 3 in all the 4 brands, Arun Ice Cream, Arogya, Milk or Hatsun Curd and all that. And this has happened mainly because of our involvement in seeing how the retail has been going. I am sure the retailers here have got much more to innovate, and I am waiting to learn from them time and again when they are doing the innovation. Thank you very much for the opportunity.